Is your name a name that everyone mispronounces? Most of my friends calls me Sharon. My chemistry teacher used to call me Sharon. But my real name is Sharon. Toastmaster of the day, my fellow Gaviliers. This is my story. Exactly 22 years and one day back, I had the most important meeting in my life. The purpose of the meeting was to get introduced to my new managers. Yes, managers. I wanted to make the very best impression on them, but I couldn't speak a word. So I cried as loud as I could, but it seems to make them happy. Since that day, for 5 years, I live my life to the fullest until another person joins and stole all my attention and fun I had for myself. Our parents raised us with love and care. They were always there when we needed them. Even at times, getting parents involved is the last thing you wanted. In their opinion, they gave me the freedom to do anything, but not without a gazillion of rules. When I wanted to go to a friend's house for spend the day, Sharon, you have to come home before 6. When I wanted to do maths for A levels, no, you have to become a doctor. They told me many times that I should not have any love relationships while schooling. Now, being the obedient daughter, I listened to them. I did not have any affairs, but many crushes all over the world. UK, USA, Australia, Canada, Korea, Thailand, Brunei, and the list goes on. At school, I was so lucky I had a group of friends who shared the exact same mentality as me. We had all the fun in the world, fighting for the school, fighting for the window seat in the school van, making weird names for people, making weird stories. Unfortunately, we had to go in separate ways after A levels. My life flowed in a calm and a typical way. But one day, something happened that made me realize something important about myself. We were in the middle of the history period, where the time stands still. We got an announcement asking us to go to the Green Hall for a communication development program. Now we were really excited, not because of the program, but because we can finally bunk the history period. We got into a little queue and walked towards the Green Hall. Now, normally, I sit in a corner where the speaker could not reach me easily. But that day, for some reason, I had to sit right next to the aisle where the speaker was, in the third row itself. Now I was praying the whole time that the speaker would not come up with a question. Alas, she finally raised a question to the audience. My worst nightmare was about to happen. She started to walk around the hall, looking for a person to answer a question. Guess what? She walked towards me and raised her question again. What is the main quality of a poor communicator? And then she looked at me. And I looked down. I was sweating bullets at that moment. My heart was beating like a jungle drum. Come on, kids, what's the main quality of a poor communicator? I can see someone doing it right now. She insisted. I could feel her sharp gaze on me. It pierced me like an arrow. Finally, someone gave the answer, avoiding eye contact. Now, I was a little bit relieved, but what made me more anxious was the example she talked about earlier was about me. Yes, I was an introvert, a shy yet a talkative girl. Speaking in front of a crowd scared the hell out of me. Let's get serious for a moment. There's always something or someone in our life who changed our life at a certain point. For me, it's a thing, a book actually. One day, While I was searching for my next autobiography at Luminex bookshop, I came across this autobiography, which had a familiar cover page with a familiar name and a familiar face. The only thing I knew about that person was that he was a co-founder of Apple Company. I bought the book. Surprisingly, I got connected to the story. It felt like reading about myself who lives in the parallel universe. It made me realize the bubble I'm stuck in. It taught me how to grab each and every opportunity you get. It taught me that if there's a will, there's always a way. And that's how Steve Jobs became my role model. I stepped out from my science only bubble. I started to get interested in business, finance, and investing. I started to build things in a creative and an artistic way. Manage myself to get myself out of the comfort zone. The girl who looked down to avoid eye contact 7 years ago is now speaking in front of a virtual crowd. I wish I can tell to the 15 years old me, things do get better. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.